Greetings folks, today I'm here to give you an initial, I guess I can't call it an unboxing because I didn't get loaned a box, but the new Nikon 70-180. Now, it's a lens that I think is going to be reasonably exciting for people. I'm sure it's going to sell really well. The cynics in the audience may say, but come on, isn't this just a rebranded Tamron lens? What's all the excitement about? And I can kind of see your point. There's no official word, but it does seem like this is the Tamron 70-180 that we saw in different mounts, such as the Sony E mount. It certainly looks like it from the specifications. Having said that, it's good to have variety in the market. I have already had a little bit of a test shoot with this, getting some really nice results from it. It is significantly smaller, lighter, cheaper than the 70-200 for Z mount, the f2.8 version. You can see the difference there. You're getting about 85% of the range, saving half the price and saving about a third of the weight. The size equalizes a little bit once you zoom it out, but it's still a noticeable size difference, especially it doesn't have the tripod foot and that kind of thing as well. This is, however, just going to be an initial impression having shot with it today and, having it in the hand. I have it for a good week or 10 days, so let me know what you would like to see it compared against. Obviously, the Z70-200 2.8, but if there's other lenses as well that you're interested in, and how you'd like to see it tested in particular. Now, running through and having a look at these, I think it is a fair point of reference because they are the two lenses about the same focal length here. One really nice thing about the new guy is it's got a much close focusing distance. At 70, it's incredibly close. At 180, it's still quite close. And it actually lets you get 1:2 reproduction ratio, or you can call that half macro. Whereas the Nikon one, it's more like 1:5 or something like that, which is not atypical for Nikon 70-200s. But the 70-180, if you're looking to get close-ups on flowers or bugs or this or that, it will let you get in there nice and close. In terms of the construction, if you're comparing it against this guy, it's a much simpler construction. As I said, it's about 1/3 lighter. It's coming in at 795 grams, so actually more than a third lighter, compared to 1,360 grams. There's an obvious weight difference between them, but I have to say for their size, they both feel really well balanced, and I think they're both comfortable to shoot with. On the Z9 is what I was shooting today, but I'm sure they're going to balance just as nicely on your Z8, Z7, all of that kind of thing as well. There are already, from my first hands-on shooting with it though, some obvious downsides compared to the 70-200 f2.8. I don't like to be the bearer of bad news. It is great to have lower price alternatives, but of course you can't expect it to be half the price, have 85% of the range and no downsides, right? So we will talk through those as well. And kind of you'll know how you like to shoot, what you like to shoot, the kind of results, what's important for you. Is portability and size important? Is image quality your ultimate? So all of this at the end of the day comes down to you, what you like to shoot and how you like to shoot, and I can't tell you that. If you're in the Nikon Z system, if you haven't already, check out, I have an expert setup guide where I take you through the Z9 as well as the Z8 and the Z7, Z6, all the way through, including all of the APS-C cameras, ZFC, Z50, all of them, and it shows you what every single control on the cameras do in every single camera, how to initially set it up, how to get the most out of it straight out of the box, all of the things you want to make adjustments to initially, set up PDF of all the important things to set up straight away, and then also a menu deep dive that takes you through every single menu item in the cameras, showing you what the different options do, when you might want to use them, and how to set it up best, again, to get the kind of results for the way you like to shoot. I have the link for that one in the description below. Now, as I said, 85% of the range, half the price, a bit under 2/3 of the weight, maybe about 60% of the weight. What else are we missing here? It's great that it does have the command ring on there, despite the fact that this one is, if you compare it to, for example, the 70-180 Tamron for Sony E mount, this one is actually a tiny bit lighter. It's about $50 more expensive, so negligible, but it is actually adding that control ring in there, so that's kind of nice. The actual construction is simpler. This guy has 19 elements in 14 groups, whereas this one is 21 elements in 18 groups. So a significant difference. They're both 9-rounded aperture blades, however, but a significant thing that separates these two out, in my opinion, other than overall build quality and the extra reach, is the 70-200 has vibration reduction or image stabilization in the lens, whereas this guy doesn't. So if you're using something like a Z9 that has on sensor in-body image stabilization, then you get the lens and the camera working together. Whereas with the new guy, you will only have the in-body one, and if you're using a system that doesn't have effective in-body, then it would have none. And it does make a difference. Today when I was shooting with the birds, if you shoot birds at all, you'll know that you do get you'll get 1 or 2 shots that are pretty good, and then a shot that is, between 2 shots that's just that much sharper, that much crisper. And you have to go up to higher shutter speeds, you need good technique, you need the bird not to be moving too much or to be really at a high shutter speed, but you just get those super crisp shots. I did get some of those shots, but it was a much lower strike rate with the 70-180 than I would have expected with this. And I think the basic takeaway is you're going to need to shoot 1 to 2 to 3 stops faster shutter speed with this lens at the same focal lengths as you would with the 70-200 to get the same kind of results. Now that's anecdotal. I wasn't shooting them side by side today, but I know what I can get great results with this combo. And that's what I was shooting today. It's that much lighter. I'm able to stabilize even easier, but my hit rate was lower whilst I was still getting results. But it just comes down to you. I'll do the full test and give you my full thoughts based on the feedback you guys give of what you want to see. But my initial takeaway would be, if you don't mind spending more, you don't mind carrying the extra weight, and you want the best image quality, this is easily the system to go for. If you can't afford it, this may be the one. If you really want to save weight because you're hiking or something, or you find this too tiring to use, this is a great option. But you just have to be aware that with the trade-off, it's not just going to be a slightly less of a range. The fact that they're both 2.8s doesn't mean you're getting the same kind of optical quality out of the 2 lenses. Now, as I film this, I believe the 70-180 is about to go live for sale around the world, so I'll pop a link below where you can check out and pre-order, or depending on when you're watching this, pick one up if you think it's suitable for you. I'll also have a link to my expert setup guide there, and please do let me know how you'd like to see it tested to see if it's going to meet your needs. And one last thing, I just thought of this. If you are watching this in the middle of July, great timing this month for our July live photo competition. I'll pop a link to that below as well. You can get involved, submit your wide angle photos, and we're giving away a set of these awesome Freewell filter systems, the K2. They're magnetic and interchangeable. I've done a whole video on it. I'll pop a card above. They're currently up. They've extended their launch sale, even though they're already shipping for our community. So you can see all the details of that below. The live show is always really fun. We give away some great prizes, go through the community's photos. Get involved. I'd love to see you in that. Cheers. That'll do. I'll talk to you later.